Hello, my name is Bishop Brian McGee. I am the Catholic Bishop in the Diocese of Argylle and Isles in the west of Scotland, and thank you for inviting me to speak to you today. I'm delighted to be with you, our Scottish Interfaith group on domestic abuse, and to encourage you in your important work as we work together from our different faith backgrounds, but recognising that God has planted goodness inside each one, that each person has a unique dignity and has to be treated with respect. So I thank you for all that you are doing to support people who are suffering, particularly women and children, from domestic abuse. From my own Christian background, we are taught of the importance of family. Indeed, at our reading at Mass today, St Paul writing to the Ephesians, to the disciples living in modern day Turkey, he was speaking of the love of Christ, whom we believe, of course, revealed the absolute perfect love of God on the cross in his own life, particularly on the cross when he gave him his whole self for others. Paul then says that's the kind of love that should be in family life. Husband, wife, children, parents, giving of themselves to the other. And not being selfish, not treating others just for my own ends, particularly in an abusive way, but rather that love comes from the heart, that I'm inspired by God's love, and I'm asked then to replicate that, to imitate that love in my own life, particularly those within my own family, and how I treat them as I know God loves me. And it's a beautiful way to think of family life and of married life, a great way to inspire us. And so that's what our own Christian conviction is based on, that the beauty of family life and the beautiful calling within it to love one another and to cherish one another, to nourish one another, and to grow in love through that. Of course, very sadly we know that none of us lives up to that completely, and of course some people then go the opposite way and treat their wives and partners and children in a most terrible and abusive way. And again then, from our own Christian tradition, we have sought throughout the ages, including right up to the modern days, as we do through our parish initiatives and other things, as Vincent de Paul, other groups like the Jericho Benedictines, starting in my hometown in Greenock, giving refuge to women and children, and giving other forms of practical help to them and support, knowing that they are loved at this difficult time. I think too, it's important for us to not just look after people in the crisis, but to encourage everyone of the importance of doing what's right, of learning to love like God, so that there isn't those abusive situations to start with. And that's quite a challenge for us, but it's an important thing, and that's what Paul was encouraging in that passage, was for us to love the way that we are called to love like the Lord. So it's great that people are coming together from different faith backgrounds in this very important work, and so to encourage you, whatever our own faith background is, we are united in our humanity and our desire to do what is right and to support those who are most vulnerable in our society today.